Some of the most capable people are the most isolated, not because of lack of community sometimes, but because they are carrying expectations that were placed on them long before they understood what expectations meant. Many high functioning or capable people are walking around with invisible chains that sounds like praise. You are strong, you are mature, you are special, you can handle it. But over time, those words can quietly become burdens you never were meant to carry alone.
Numb loud, it's all I need, yeah, it's all I need, yeah.
I did a topic on isolation a couple of videos ago, and I'll put it up here because it does connect to this, but I want to give a different angle to this. So wait and hear. For many high-functioning people, the stories start at childhood. You were the responsible one, the capable one, the one that figured things out. Some research in developmental psychology shows that children who are repeatedly labeled as the strong one or the one that's mature often begins to internalize responsibility beyond their age. Psychologists sometimes call this parentification or role assignment, where a child takes adult-level responsibility way too early. At this time, it looks like strength, but internally, something subtle starts happening. You learn that your value comes from competence. Your role is to carry things, and asking for help is unnecessary or even inconvenience to others. So you adapt. You become incredibly capable and independent. But somewhere along the way, you also became isolated inside because of that competency. Now, here's the hidden problem. As adults, many high-functioning people are pressured, which is different conversations by others, but the other real pressure comes from within. Something interesting happens. You begin to pressure yourself with nothing. Nobody else is pushing you, but it's you who's pressuring yourself. Those expectations that were once external, now they are internal. You now carry them everywhere that you go. You hold yourself to impossible standards. You struggle to trust other people to help, and you quietly continue living the role that was assigned to you years and years ago. You're no longer just carrying responsibility. You are carrying the chains of expectation. Now, this particular point came when I was doing a reflection. Like I said in my other videos, I am going through a lot of this stuff real time. I'm reflecting and I'm sharing based on my experience, but I know there's so many people who are also experiencing exactly the same. So if you know somebody who has similar experience and who you think that might actually need to hear this, send it to them without no shame, nothing. So let's get back to it and look at some of the ways that we can actually manage our expectations. Healing doesn't mean lowering capability, it means strength. Learning how to carry strength without being imprisoned by them. Here are 5 research-supported shifts that helps. Number 1, recognize the origin of expectation. Research in cognitive psychology shows that many adult behaviors are shaped by early conditioning. In simple terms, if you are trained to be the capable one, your brain still assumes that role today. One of the most powerful things that you can do is simply ask, where did this expectation come from? Is this truly my responsibility? Or is this a role that I learned years and years ago? Awareness alone often loosens the grip of that expectation. Number 2, challenge the only me narrative. Me and a friend, we were talking about this and we were laughing so hard. He asked for help and it's like somebody went and did something that is absolutely like, what's going on? Like, crazy deal. And he's like, I'm never gonna ask for help. And I agreed with him. I was like, yeah, that's true. But then now that I'm going through this journey, oh my goodness, I'm looking at things very differently. So high functioning people often develop a belief that sounds like this: if I don't do it, it won't be done properly. Sometimes that belief formed because you genuinely had to step up over and over while growing up. But psychological research on cognitive distortion shows that the brain often turns past experiences into rigid rules. Just because you had to carry everything before does not mean that you carry everything now. Learning to question that belief is a part of that healing. And number 3, allow imperfect support. Can I say that again? Allow imperfect support. Let me cry about that one, because this is a reflection. Yes, okay, I've stopped now. Studies on leadership and team dynamic consistently show that effective systems rely on distributed responsibility, not a single high performer. But many capable people struggle to accept help because others do things very differently. I'm just like, yeah, I'm hearing myself, so this is shame. I'm feeling shame. But it often feels like that. Like, it often feels like you're the only one who can do it the way. It's like, but people are doing things before you were born. Like, I just don't get it. But somehow the brain connects it that way. But we have to get out of that, because not everything needs to be done exactly the way you do it. Just because you do it that way doesn't mean it's the only effective way. There are so many ways to look at the exact same problem. Now, I did a topic on convergent thinking and what that looks like. I'll also put it up somewhere. I don't know if it goes here or there, and show there's many ways to solve problem and there's not just one way. So this is a funny thing. As I'm even doing this video, I'm reflecting on this specific number 3. Like allowing imperfect support. Perfection is often the silent partner of isolation. Can I repeat that again? Perfection is often the silent partner of isolation. Number 4, redefine your identity beyond capacity, beyond capability, beyond all of that. When competence becomes your identity, rest begins to feel like failure. Research in identity theory shows that people who define themselves around a single role often experience higher stress and burnt out. You are not only the capable one, the responsible one, the reliable one. You are also someone who deserves support, rest, community. Expanding your identity allows you to live more freely, not just one set of identity. Because the truth of the matter, you're just as messy. Not always would you have these perfect answers or perfect solution. Sometimes, like, previously, I had messy videos, I had messy this, I had messy that, but I'm growing into doing all these things and it's getting better and better, right? So that means at some point, my own videos and my own way of doing things was messy. So why wouldn't I extend the same grace? It doesn't mean that you allow people to stay in that sort of quote unquote messy support, but at the same time, like, it's allowing people to grow into it just like you also had to grow into yours. And really, that point, that trust, it's difficult, but it is very rewarding because I've already started seeing some reward. And maybe one of these days I will share with you something that happened that made me start to do this video. Number 5, rebuild interdependency. Interdependency. One of the most consistent findings in psychology well-being research is this: human beings thrive in system of interdependence, not independence, not dependence, interdependence. That means you contribute your strength, other contributes theirs, and the weight of life is not carried by one person alone. For high-functioning people, this can feel uncomfortable at first because independence has always been your survival strategy. But healing often begins when you allow yourself to be supported again. If you have been the capable one your whole life, you may still be carrying chains that were never meant to stay on you forever. Chain of expectation, chains of responsibility, chains of silence, pressure. But strength was never meant to isolate you. Real strength allows space for something else: support, community, and shared responsibility. If anything that I would like you to take out of this is managing your expectations.